so I can do this again. Wow! Look how fast I take down this. Oh god, this is brutal, dude. This thing is not gonna help you much. Oh my god. Guys, you should really not stay in front of my shotguns for so long. It's very unhealthy, in case you haven't noticed.
What's up, friends of the good mood? This is Money and welcome to the next test server session right here on this nice weekend, guys. In this video here, I want to specifically show you a little bit more of the Flux in action together with the other things, okay? So you're going to see Mercury's, you're going to see Falcon, but you're also going to see a lot of Flux on the Fury ×3, as you can see right here, and ×4 on the Butch later as well, okay? So we're going to see both of these things in action here together with the other content as well. And I tried to leave the sniping scenes a little bit in peace, so you can see how I'm trying, you know, to wiggle around so they can't get a shot at me. Here, there's this little column in front of us. Do you see this? This little thing? That's a very, very popular defense spot here on, because you can see right here, the enemy is trying to laser at me, and he doesn't even realize that he can't hit me at that distance. It's hard to see, especially on a tiny screen, that you're not hitting the enemy, right? You're just watching the hit points and you're like, huh? Why is it not going down? That's because you're hitting this little pillar right there, and that thing is actually very, very, you know, popular as a sniping spot and defense. Like, and both teams usually stand either here, where my mouse cursor is here to the left, or here where I'm standing, using this little pillar to defend themselves against enemy sniping fire, and being able to fire over this, okay? And yeah, meanwhile, we're still destroying the other snipers on the enemy side, and we're actually going to deal with a lot of snipers on the enemy side, guys. The Flux, I've already showed it a little bit yesterday, but only a tiny bit of it during the test server video. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you haven't yet seen yesterday's video about the test server, then click the button up here in the upper right corner of the screen. It'll lead you right to that. But I felt like, hey, maybe some of you guys actually want to see an actual, like a little bit more serious video trying to analyze the power of the Flux. It is a heavy weapon, and as such, it should inflict heavy damage, right? It would be ridiculous if it didn't deal any damage as a heavy weapon. It must be damaging to the enemy. And you can see right here, we're firing at an enemy Fury with a lot of health, and the health goes down relatively well, right? It doesn't seem completely crazy. Like, it doesn't seem you kill this thing in like 3 seconds or so. So I'm still waiting for you guys to tell me what you think about the Flux. I personally believe it's a good middle point, or a good middle way between you know, being too powerful and being too weak. It seems just right to me. And maybe you're gonna see that being used a few times. I think it should probably deal a little bit more damage than Trebuchet, because a Trebuchet fires once, boom, all damage done, okay? And you have no way of protecting yourself against that damage. Basically, you make one mistake, you show yourself once, boom, you get hit by the Trebuchet and all the damage is already done, right? There's nothing you can do anymore to negate damage, to get behind cover, to shield yourself. The enemy is, by the way, now spawning in 2 rush bots to try to capture me and get me killed. And I think I realized that relatively early, so I'm trying to get my distance to these guys. So the Flux, on the other hand, compared to the Trebuchet, it also bypasses energy shields, but it has to maintain focus. It has to keep firing. So you have to stay exposed in order to fire the weapon. You have to show yourself for a longer duration, and not just go out, fire once, and go back into cover, right? So that is one thing that is important to know, or to consider. And secondly, the enemy is being fired upon for much longer. In order to deal the damage, the enemy has to actually stay wide open and keep staying wide open to be able to, you know, so you can deal damage to them. So I think it's actually so that this weapon should probably deal a little bit more damage than Trebuchet does, a DPS, like damage per minute if you want. That is probably the more accurate way to describe it. Here, there's a Falcon jumping. Jumping Falcons are very vulnerable because they have no damage resistance during the jump. If you ever see a Falcon jump, hit it, okay? That's a very important thing to do. Here, there's another one jumping right there, so I'm gonna focus this one instead of the other one that is right behind him. Now the other guy's jumping, so I'm gonna take him. And this way I'm always dealing the full amount of damage to these Falcons. somebody in the video description said that it would be cool if you could kind of steer around the fly with a falcon, because it's called falcon, like a hunting bird basically. Or how do you call them in English? Like those super fast birds that are usually hunting other birds and other animals, and they are very agile and quick. So maybe that's why he said maybe you should be able to even steer a little bit of the flight, with your 3 weapons from high above. Maybe, I don't know. One thing's for sure, our sniper just got demolished by one of those falcons with 3 times Redeemer, and I had to jump into my Mercury, which I'm now going to use as best as I can to then jump into another battle with you guys with the next sniper. And some other things, like we're gonna probably see a few rushing, brawling actions now. I purposely made this guy miss his Zeus. Every time he's gonna fire at me, I'm just walking behind cover, and he wastes his entire shot. And like after 2 times, he no longer wants to do that, so he just gives up and turns the other way. Boom! Yep, that Fury just took a whole bunch of damage, and my fully loaded Mercury was able to take out this full Fury quite fast, right? I think 30,000 damage or something is the amount of damage they take from the explosion when you land. The Hell Drive ability, that's what it's called, I think. And oops, there's another jumping Falcon. You know what that means? No damage resistance, full damage to his armor. So instead of 315,000 health on level 8, he now has only 105,000 during the jump. So it's definitely worth picking him then. See him here? I don't know what he was trying to do. I'm using my jump just to be able to make the explosion. And I don't know if you've noticed this, if you jump and you have like a bridge above you, you will jump against the bridge, land immediately, and you do not trigger the explosion. You now have the ability to trigger the explosion when you want by pressing the button out there again. That's kind of interesting. I'm not sure if you've noticed this. I've noticed that a couple of times, and I'm not sure if that it's intended, but it's cool because if you have your jump blocked, now you can ignite the ability whenever you want. Like I'm not sure how long you can do it though. Boom! Killed this guy, dealt lots of damage with my jump to this guy, and there you go. That's right. And I'm still at 111,000 health, so even if that Rhino would attack me, he would probably not be able to take me out that fast. And I had another jump as well. So we've done 1,275,000 damage. The reason why I showed you the entire match is so you can get a feeling for the damage, right? If I show you a video where we snipe and I don't show you the damage statistics, or I don't show you what I have been doing as damage after the sniping, then you have no relation. So I showed you the entire match so you can see and have a feeling for how much damage we have probably done with the lasers. And I think that we've probably done around 600,000 damage maybe with the lasers from the Fury before. So for level 8, quite damaging, and yeah. But like I said, I think personally the weapon should be really doing good damage, because you have this kind of warning, okay? You get attacked by it, you know, okay, dang it, this guy's lasering at me, so you just move behind cover, right? That's something that you can't do against Trebuchet or Shock Train or all those weapons who deal their damage immediately. And that's why I really think it's okay when this weapon deals a bit more damage than the Trebuchet, for example. However, one thing I really would like to see, and I'm not alone with that assumption or with that wish. I've seen this wish a couple of times on the comment section of the videos, where people say, "Hey man, what about cannons? Why are you bringing heavy geckos? You're bringing medium Zeus. You're bringing I don't know, like all kinds of different things, and all of them bypass energy shields, by the way, which is kind of a." I don't know, I don't think it's so good to have like 100 weapons that bypass energy shields, because it kind of makes them useless at this point, you know what I mean? But what I'm really thinking is, what about cannons? How about we get a light cannon? We could mount our Patton 4 light cannons that are very effective at breaking physical shields, as you know, right? Because they deal twice as much damage against a physical shield. How about a heavy version of the Punisher? That is something that is being asked for a lot. Like people in the, I don't think any day goes by without at least 2 people telling me that they want a heavy Punisher. And every time I'm commenting back, or very often, like, yes, I want that too, because I love Punishers. I like using them, but whenever I use a bot that has a heavy weapon slot, I have nothing to combine the Punisher with. I can go with the Thunder, but you know, it's not the same, right? So a heavy Punisher would definitely be a cool thing, and some light cannon, a medium cannon, like the medium Kang Day, for example. I don't know, Kang Mu, I don't know how you could call the thing, but you know, it would definitely be a cool thing. I'd love to see that in the game. Yeah, so you can see here we're on Springfield. We first used the Butch with 2 times a laser gun, and now we're running the Fury again with 3 of them. I really think that the weapon is a little bit oversized. He's capturing the beacon there, so I'm just jumping at him. Boom. Do I get him with the explosion? Yes, I did. Yeah, I think the weapon, the Flux, looks a little bit too big to me. Like, it's really oversized. I think maybe like 20% less size would probably be a good choice. Oh well, we've only done 460,000 damage this time, because, you know, being a sniper, it doesn't deal too much damage. This guy has a Raijin, and he's already in his sentry mode, dang it, or bastion mode, that's what it's called, right? Yeah, so he's dealing 30% more damage, and he's taking no damage from me. That sucks. But now he's walking, so I can target him. But as soon as he noticed that he's being lasered at, he immediately activates his bastion mode. And, yeah, I can't really do any damage anymore. However, this Falcon right there is once again in his assault drive mode. What's it? I think assault drive is the name. It's a drive that makes you jump up, and it's assault mode because you activate your 3 weapons. Yeah, so when he's in that mode, you can do a lot of damage to them. And this right there is, I think also a Falcon, but he's not in his assault mode, so I'm only dealing a tiny little bit of damage to him. This guy, however, is jumping. See, he's taking 3 times more damage. It's the same bot, but the hit point bar goes 3 times faster. And here now, he's now jumping too. Somebody else is lasering at him too, because I'm stopping to fire and I see that the health is still going down, and that can only mean somebody else is also lasering at him. Yep, there we go. I got him in sight. This is just the sound, by the way, of the gecko is I think the same as this one here is. I think I haven't spotted any sound difference in firing gecko or Flux. But, you know, maybe I'm mistaken, maybe there is a sound difference. It's, I'm not running the game with that much volume, so if you hear something different, just let me know. It sounded very similar to me, though. I know what's going to happen in a few seconds, guys. I remember that this was kind of being a nuisance to me here. This guy, I don't know where he came from. He showed up out of nowhere, right next to my base here with his freaking Mercury. I think maybe I have killed him before or something. He seemed really, you know, content with just killing me there at this point. And the frickin' the Raijin now stands on top of the hill, and I was trying to find a spot where he can't hit me anymore, but he was just hitting me everywhere. So I guess there was no hiding behind this thing anymore. Anyways, jumping into the next brawling setups here. By the way, I have already kind of half created videos with more Mercury action. Dang it, I didn't get him. I got him though, but I didn't get the Mercury there on the corner. I created a bit more video footage with the Mercury. I created a bit more video footage with the Falcon too, and you know, generally just a little bit more stuff from the test server and some other things as well. So you're gonna get some amazing videos with the next days, guys. So I hope you guys have already subscribed to the channel, and if not, then that would be a good time to be notified about the upcoming stuff. We just really destroyed those 2 enemies here with the Mercury explosion and with the Gust and Thunder afterwards. And a Falcon keeps jumping at us, still in assault mode, so I can deal a lot of damage to him. But of course, with 3 times Thunder, or 2 times Thunder and 1 time Redeemer, that's what he was using. Weird setup, by the way. He kind of also deals a lot of damage back to me. By the way, that jump here, this one, that was an accident. I wanted to jump straight forward, and I pressed the wrong button at that moment, and I ended up jumping sideways, and my explosion doesn't kill the enemy. That sucked, but hey, whatever. I think I'm getting him down anyways, so it's not too bad. And maybe if I had jumped right in there, I would have landed behind these barrels or gas tanks, and that would have probably meant I would be, you know, killed now, because I would have had no way of getting behind cover. So maybe not that bad. Look what I'm doing with 1,800 health. I only have 1,800 health. I'm jumping into 3 enemies, hitting all 3 of them with 30,000 damage each. I'm killing the Rogatka manually while doing that, and I'm killing the Fury with their with the Flux at the same time. Look at this, that was amazing. I had only 1,800 health. I just want to show you this because that was literally one of the best moments I had with this bot. 3 guys all in one spot. I jump. Whoa, here we come. The Carnage is trying to escape from the explosion, but it's not going to. I caught all 3 enemies with the explosion right there, and eliminate 2 more with my actual weapons on this spot. See, the Carnage has only half health, and it had more health before, so I got him with the explosion. Dude, that was amazing. That was such a good jump with the Mercury. You know, it doesn't work always because you don't often have 3 enemies sitting so close to each other, and when you do, it's always like a highlight to really do that much damage to them, right? Yeah, the Galahad, by the way, I've said this in the other test server video yesterday, is kind of a favorite of mine also on the test server because it's really powerful. The amount of damage you can block with your frontal shielding is just super cool. What just damaged me? Hold on, there was a bug. I spotted a bug here. Look, I have 87,000 HP, and now I'm taking damage from something, but no one is shooting at me. Yeah, I just took a hit from something, even though no one was shooting at me. The Lancelot, see, it looked like he was shooting at somebody else. Maybe he was shooting at me, but even if he would have been shooting at me, I had my shield up. Oh well, whatever. I don't know, I didn't notice that before, I just saw it while watching the video myself and while playing, while commenting on it, right? Which reminds me that I'm still getting some comments in the comment section where people say, that's not right, he's not even playing. You see his hands and his butts are moving. Yes, it's called post-commentary, guys. I have played this before, and I'm talking over it later. I keep saying that once in a while so that you guys know that I'm still playing. It's just me, it's still me playing. It was just me playing like an hour ago or 2 hours ago or whenever I made the footage. Dude, I love this song. Frag Out. It's such a cool beginning. Come on, Falcon mode. Yeah, assault drive. Here we go. The Mercury, of course, also activated his stealth mode, so I couldn't really target him anymore. And by the way, in case you don't know that, I said it once, briefly, I think, that the weapon has, or yeah, I said it only in a video before the test server, that the weapon has a bit of a problem with the accuracy. If we go back, you see the weapons are pointing in different directions. That's what Pixonic has also said, that there's currently a known issue where when you are close to your enemy, the weapons aren't really focused, they're not accurate enough. Something that will be fixed, obviously. It looks like I'm firing at 3 different targets. But yeah, so that was the video I wanted to show you today, guys, for the test server with a lot of Flux action on the Butch and on the Fury. Let me know if you know what I try to do here is cut the best moments together so that you guys didn't feel like, this is boring, I have to skip. Let me know if I managed to get you guys not to skip the video, because that kind of feedback would be cool here, to hear if I'm successful with cutting the best moments together so it keeps being, you know, entertaining all the time. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and comment down below, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe as brutal as a man can hit for more. Thanks for bearing with me, you guys are awesome as always. Money Gaming signing off. Bye bye.